Ravens fans, I am speechless. The last time I talked to you guys in front of this camera in this studio 14 hours ago, Maxx Crosby was a Baltimore Raven. Well, here we are, 10:17 Eastern Time, Wednesday morning. The trade for Maxx Crosby is no longer, and now Trey Hendrickson is a Baltimore Raven, signing this morning a 4-year, $112 million deal, $60 million guaranteed. That averages out to about $28 million a season. So you get a premier edge rusher, a guy who over the last 4 seasons has the second most sacks in the NFL, the second best pressure rate in the National Football League. You get him for less than the Carolina Panthers paid for Jalen Phillips, and you keep your first rounders this year and next year as well. It's insane, man. You can call it shady. You can call it bad business. But I also think we need to sit here and realize, wow, not a bad move. Because you answered your questions at guard with John Simpson. You've answered your questions at edge rusher with Trey Hendrickson. Now you have the 14th overall pick, and you could go trade back for a defensive tackle. You could draft a wide receiver. It's insane, man. It is insane. And now you sign a guy, you pay him, and he gets to go play the franchise that didn't want to pay him 2 times a year. Look, I hate it for Max. Okay? You definitely, screwed him over. Screwed yourself over a little bit. Kind of missing out on the last 2 days of free agency. But you land a guy who was going into it a top 3 player in free agency anyway. Okay? And you get him for a pretty decent contract. You're paying Trey Hendrickson only $3 million more a year than the Washington Commanders are paying Odafe Owe. And Trey Hendrickson had back-to-back seasons of 17.5 sacks over 2023 and 2024. I'm tired of watching opposing quarterbacks sit in the pocket and do absolutely nothing because they're feeling no pressure around them. Trey Hendrickson is going to change that, ladies and gentlemen. Now, he is coming off of an injury himself. Only played in 7 games in 2025. Dealt with a hip thing. But he's expected to make a full recovery, be back, be good, and be ready to roll for his former rivals and now his team, the Baltimore Ravens. Grade the signing for me. A, B, C, D, or F down below in the comment section. Let me know your answer. What say you, ladies and gentlemen? Give this signing a grade. A, B, C, D, or F. Also, Kai, Lamar did not get extended. They reworked his contract, okay? So, no extension for Lamar Jackson at this time. Y'all get your grades in. Gage would love to bring you on. Also, that first reported by our man, 619 Cali Factor, sending in a $2 super chat. Lamar Jackson restructured his contract, $40 million in cap space. My friend, thank you to you. Really, really appreciate you guys for hanging out with us and for sending in that $2 super chat. Let's go back to the grades, though.
Yep.
A, B, C, D, or F. Okay, I want you to do 2 things for me. Grade the signing and then grade the last 14 hours because I think those are 2 different grades.
I agree, yeah. For me, I'd say the signing, I'd say an A. I mean, I feel like for what you kind of fell into a great situation.
Yep.
But for the past 14 hours, I mean, for an outsider perspective, I'd say an A+, but for a Ravens fan, I'd say a B+, because it started out shitty. I'll be honest with you. When you heard about Maxx Crosby and the Ravens backing out of that trade, I was ready to leave the office when that happened. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
That it just blew me away. And then wondering what the reason was, what was going on. And now we're here, advanced 14 hours later, and they just got another edge rusher in Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, for having your first round picks back, and for having an elite edge rusher, I think is a win-win situation for the Ravens.
Yeah, getting those first back, still getting an elite edge rusher. And I will say this. I said it this morning on my Trey Hendrickson reaction video. I said it the morning video I did earlier that I filmed about 6:45 Central Time. I said it last night. I think that Maxx Crosby is a better player than Trey Hendrickson is. I think Maxx Crosby is far better against the run. But you getting Trey for that price and your 2 first-rounders back, I would take that, okay? I'm taking Trey for $28 million a year and keeping my 2 firsts over trading for Maxx Crosby, $30 million guaranteed this year, and then probably going to have to sign him to an extension. Our Raiders Report host, Mitchell Renz, says that he expects Maxx Crosby's next extension is going to want anywhere from $35 to $40 million. So you getting Trey Hendrickson for 28, keeping your first rounders, still getting a 14th overall pick, man. It's really, really, I just like, it's shady. You could call it what you want. But I think at the end of the day, man, still being able to select in that top half of the NFL draft is something that's going to be really, really important because you've helped yourself in the offensive guard spot, right? You added John Simpson. Now you've added Trey Hendrickson. You've got a lot of other roster holes to fill. Well, now you have the draft capital to do that. When you're picking a guy at 14th overall, especially for the Baltimore Ravens over their tenure with Eric DeCosta as the general manager, that's been a spot where they rarely miss. Okay, they've been really, really good at 14 or higher, 15 or higher. Just look at the picks of guys, like a Kyle Hamilton. That one they absolutely knocked out of the park. A Tyler Linderbaum in that same exact draft. You guys get exactly what I'm saying. So I trust Eric DeCosta at 14 to kind of feel out where the Baltimore Ravens' biggest needs are at that time and go out and get a really good player. I think there are a couple options there. I think it could be wide receiver. I think it could be trade back, get a defensive tackle. There are loads of things you could do, but now you've got a lot of options. Prior to that, you had Maxx coming in, which was great. Awesome. Really was excited about Maxx Crosby. Not going to say anything poor about Maxx Crosby as a football player, but keeping that first rounder is really, really crucial. And it was a rebound. It was something you just fell absolutely ass backwards into, as I kind of said last night. In other news for the Baltimore Ravens, we'll get back to Trey Hendrickson and Maxx Crosby in a second. Aditi Kinkhabwala, there we go. Tried my hardest. I did pretty well. The Ravens renegotiated Lamar Jackson's contract yesterday to create more cap room. Multiple sources tell me they're clearly readying to onboard Maxx Crosby until the medical assessment made the price of 2 first-round picks too risky. Look, I would rather have had an extension for Lamar, but they had to get cap compliant, okay? That's just something they had to do by 4 p.m. today, literally, or else they would have had a penalty. So making this move to get back under the cap, be able to pay Trey Hendrickson, they're doing that to, to be not get penalized by the National Football League. Okay, it's kind of plain and simple. And now they still have the ability to do something, and that is work out an extension over the next couple of months. I still think that is something that's going to be a priority, but it's also something I think they're not going to want to try to rush into. I'm hopeful that they still get an extension done. I'm hopeful that this isn't something that, is meaning of a bad thing for Lamar Jackson and his future with the Ravens. The fact that they didn't agree to an extension. The fact that it is just a restructure. But they got to get cap compliant, ladies and gentlemen. They just have to. So that's where they are. It also just makes everything harder with Lamar Jackson not having an agent. That just makes this entire process far more difficult. The fact that he is negotiating these deals himself, it just makes everything take a little bit longer. I mean, as you saw the last time that they worked out an extension with Lamar Jackson. I do want to address something with the conspiracy theorists that just want to say the Baltimore Ravens purposefully failed Maxx Crosby's physical. So that way, they already had a backdoor agreement with Trey Hendrickson. They get their first back. They get Trey, right? There's a lot of conspiracies of that going around. Now, I'm not saying they're 100% true. I'm not saying they're 100% false either. I will say this, though. I think it's important that we realize that, okay, one of the doctors they consulted in this decision was the Dallas Cowboys team doctor, Dr. Cooper. He did the surgery of Malik Neighbors' ACL, did the surgery for Patrick Mahomes' injury this past offseason. They bring him in to kind of help them assess where Maxx Crosby's injury is sitting and whether this is something that they would be willing to risk those 2 first-round picks for. Obviously, he helps them make that decision. Their decisions, no. But my opinion is, if it truly is what everybody's saying it is, that the Ravens failed Maxx Crosby on purpose just so they could try and sign Trey Hendrickson, and this is all one big thing. He could play. There's nothing wrong. This is just them doing this, right? Then why aren't the Cowboys trading for Maxx Crosby? They had interest in him. They finished second behind the Baltimore Ravens. Now the price is far less than it was, but they're not re-engaging in trade talks. And the reason they're not is because Dr. Cooper, their team doctor, was part of the decision-making process for the Baltimore Ravens. So if he would have seen something that made him think, guys, they're just like, I saw the knee. It's fine. Go out and make a trade. Hell, it's better now because his trade value is less than it was a week ago. Then they would do that. And I don't want to hear the, oh, they got Rashawn Gary nonsense. Rashawn Gary sucks, okay? They traded a 4th-round pick for him in 2027. The value of Maxx Crosby is going to go down. If they really did not feel like there was any risk involved there, they would go out and trade for him. But again, their team doctor has or was a part of that decision-making process, okay? That's my opinion. I don't think that's a pathetic excuse, says you, Green. How would that – explain to me how that is a pathetic excuse. Like, that what you're saying doesn't make any sense. If this was just something that the Ravens fabricated, then why aren't the Cowboys trading for Maxx Crosby? Because they didn't fabricate it. Their team doctor was there to look at the knee himself. If it was just fine and the Ravens are just screwing Crosby over and failing his physical on purpose, the Cowboys would jump at this opportunity because it lessened the trade value. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Do you believe the Hendrickson conspiracy? Yes or no? Gage, I want to hear from you, man. What do you think about all this? Do you think they had a back deal worked out with Trey Hendrickson? What's your thoughts on this entire situation?
After seeing that Lamar Jackson, they restructured his contract yesterday to make room for Maxx Crosby, I'm saying no. I mean, a lot of people I know are probably mad, probably think that, especially the Raider fans, but I think that there's no conspiracy whatsoever because they really tried their best to make room for Maxx Crosby, and they went out and swung. Yeah, they missed, and it's looking bad on them, but I still think there's no conspiracy behind going for Hendrickson instead, personally.
Yeah. You agree and says it's pathetic because you're ignoring the fact that they tanked his value. I'm not ignoring that. I said the Ravens screwed Maxx Crosby, and that sucks. And I hate that for Max. I said it this live show. You could go back and watch my instant reaction video. I said it on that. You're just butthurt about something for like no reason whatsoever. You think every single NFL franchise should act like it's a kindergarten classroom. And let's all sing hands and sway and sing kumbaya and let's all pat each other on the back and tell everybody they're doing a really good job at everything because everything's perfect. Everything's sunshine and rainbows. It's not like that. It's a business, okay? Eric DeCosta traded 2 first-round picks for Maxx Crosby. He then saw the status of his knee injury and thought, you know what? If I can't get anything in the future beyond one season of Maxx Crosby, it's not worth it. Because those 2 first-round picks, that's Baltimore's future. They traded Baltimore's future for Crosby's future. Well, if Crosby doesn't have one because of the state of his knee injury, then they're not going to trade theirs away. And it sucks for him. It does. I feel horrible for him. But that's just life, man. He's going to be fine. He's going to go play for the Raiders. He's going to have a kick-ass season again. That is not a guy you want to bet against. I can promise you that. If there is a over-under right now for how many sacks Maxx Crosby's getting in 2026, I am hammering that over. No, I did not. You're also not. I think you're muted. Okay. There's incentives for Max's contract, or excuse me, Trey Hendrickson's contract as well. Trey Hendrickson's 4-year deal worth up to $120 million with the Ravens, because $60 million fully guaranteed, $20 million signing bonus for 8, 10, 12, 14 sacks per season. He also gets an additional $500,000 for each threshold met. Well, that's an addition of possibly $2 million if he hits 15 or 14 sacks in a season. I would happily pay that. Don't fall for the rage bait, says DTTM. It's good planning, and if it was a conspiracy, I love it. It's our season. We do what we want. I believe Hendrickson was a potential backup plan if the trade didn't work out, but not a purposeful conspiracy. Adam Schefter reported that the Ravens were talking to Hendrickson at the same time because they wanted both. Daniel Miles says the Crosby problem was the 2 first-round picks. If the draft capital was less, they wouldn't have failed him, in my opinion. That's why nothing is official till 4 p.m. I heard the other team docs reviewed it too. Joey, you're using the point that now that Crosby's value is down, teams should want him because now he's cheaper. Your whole claim is from screwing off the Ravens, thus justifying push your argument. Thank you, Green. I'm glad you can still support me even though you disagree with one thing I'm saying. You know, that doesn't happen enough in today's society. People still supporting each other even if they disagree with one thing they're saying. I appreciate that, Green. Kay says, I'm proud of EDC. What position do we pick at 14 now? That's the big question. I think there's two possibilities. I think they go wide receiver, or I think they trade back and go for a defensive tackle. I don't think they pick Vega Owane anymore. I don't think they pick offensive line. There's no real good centers. Who's the highest rated center in the NFL draft? Highest rated NFL draft center 2026. Let's see. It's Connor Lew from Auburn. And that's a guy that they can get in the 3rd round probably. Let's see. Yeah, it's Connor Lew from Auburn, maybe Sam Heck from Kansas State. Connor Lew scouting report. He's the Auburn guy. Had a bad injury this last year, but was thought of as being a first-round guy before that. He'll be ready to roll, but still, definitely some, reservations when it comes to selecting Connor Lew, just because he's coming off of that injury. So his projection is 2nd round late. Yeah, so that's a position they can address in the 2nd round. So, dude, I think you go wide receiver, I think you go center, and then I think you go defensive tackle in the 3rd round. Now that's over and done with, call Ski Mask Howie and get A.J. Brown. I think they're done with trades, at least until the deadline. I don't think they're trading for A.J. Brown. In fact, we got a report that apparently the Patriots offered the Eagles a 1st and a 2nd for A.J. Brown, and they turned it down. So they're not going to offer that. They're not. I take Jake Slaughter. He was ranked 80. Agreed. Losing P was a disappointment. Connor Lew, maybe, says Sanjay. A.J. Brown and Stephon Diggs. I would love A.J. Brown. They're not going to trade for him. I'm not too interested in Stephon Diggs. We lost 300 pounds in the backfield. This really takes away intimidation. Pay Ricard. Screw John. He's poaching our best and youngest. Yeah, It is a bummer that Ricard is out of the picture now. We restructured Lamar's contract. Yes, we did, Chris. We had the best punter. Use one, maybe. I'd be ecstatic if we got A.J. Brown. Spencer Fano, a tackle that probably needs to move inside. Yeah, but I don't think he'd move all the way inside to center. Moving from tackle to guard is one thing. Moving from tackle to center is a whole other thing. No, Daniel, I don't think we'll trade for A.J. Brown. You should make a post-free agency mock draft. One will be done tomorrow on live, so make sure. Actually, Gage, do you want to set up PFF and we do one live right here? That'd be fun. I think the Raiders had this plan. They knew that Crosby wasn't going through, so we don't sign Linderbaum. Then they keep Crosby. The Raiders don't trade Crosby. That tells us everything. Wish we played the Giants this year. Eli Stowers in the third. Ooh, that would be spicy. I like Eli Stowers. Ooh, tight end from Oregon, Kenyon Sadiq. Interesting. He could drop to 14. What about Grenard? Yeah, I wouldn't mind Grenard. It'd be a second rounder, though. Draft Tyson. I think I'd rather Tyson. Yeah, I think I'd rather Tyson. Because you could get a good tight end, in the second or the third, but there aren't many Jordan Tysons in there. Yeah, I think we're gonna do we're going to do a live mock draft. So it says, Jerry Fowler, Colts, Bills, Bucks, Commanders, Eagles, all involved in Trey Hendrickson's free agency. The Colts felt like they were close at one point. Eagles got involved late. Tampa pursued, but on a short-term deal. Hendrickson wanted a long-term deal with a contender. Buffalo fit the mold, but Baltimore put it over the top Tuesday night. Wow. Crazy, dude. Dude, so Lamar Jackson, the way they're getting around the cap, like they're opening up his cap, $49.95 million has been converted to a bonus. So that means Lamar Jackson's just going to get a bonus in his bank account of $49.95 million. Let me just get $500K, Lamar. Let me just hold it for you. Let me just hold it for you. Lemon is a copy of Flowers. I would be happy with Mekhi Lemon or Jordan Tyson. Yeah, I still feel like Jordan Tyson's the top 5 talent in the draft. People forgetting that's only injury concern and not talent questions. Yeah, but injury concern is a big concern. Yeah, Duck Race is great then. Yeah, because it keeps me full on screen. We lost tight end and fullback. But, man, I'm still excited about Trey Hendrickson. I mean, this is a guy that's able to get to the quarterback. I have talked about Trey Hendrickson a lot in free agency. And I did mention there are a little bit of concerns from myself on the hip. I don't think those are things that we should just ignore. I would go full screen on that, Gage. Yeah, that would, if you do that, that would probably put it full. I'm saying like with the window itself. But, no, Trey Hendrickson he's a different, I think he's same tier as, I think the tiers for edge rushers goes like this. I think it goes like Micah Parsons, Myles Garrett, right? I think under them is like the Maxx Crosbys, the Trey Hendricksons, and I'm trying to think of other stuff. Other players that would fit in that kind of similar tier. Maxx Crosby, Trey Hendrickson, TJ Watt. Okay? And then it's like maybe Aiden Hutchinson in there, and then it's like Nick Bosa. But I would put them in the same tier. I do still think that, I've said this a lot, I'm going to continue to say it, I still think that Maxx Crosby is better than Trey Hendrickson, but I think Trey Hendrickson for $28 million a year and 2 first-round picks back is better than Maxx Crosby. We're about to do a live mock draft, ladies and gentlemen. How much cap do we have left now? A lot. Let me tell you. We go in Spo Track. The Ravens are sitting at. Where are they? Wow, $60 million in cap space. So, a good bit. Is there not just an expand on the window? Yeah. That's what I was saying. Because like if you just expand on the window, it puts it full screen, like on the computer itself. Should be in the top right next to the X. Is that it? If you click it? No, that does something weird. Okay. I'll let you figure that out. We have like three fifth rounders. We can get a tight end in there. We do have a lot of fifth rounders. That is true. Okay, let's just do it like this, Gage. We're good. All right, let's do our mock draft live, all together. If you want to make a pick, I'll tell you this. If you want to make a pick, send in a super chat, okay? We'll let you make a selection. Let's start it. Baltimore Ravens at pick 14. Mekhi Lemon got selected at 13 to the Rams. Congratulations to Jackson Durham for the new wide receiver. Forever Paid said comparing Maxx to Trey is crazy work. I didn't compare them. I said that Maxx Crosby is a better player. Maxx Crosby is so much better against the run than Trey Hendrickson is. But I'd rather have Trey Hendrickson for $28 million a year and keep my 2 first-round picks. It just is what it is.
So here's a question, Joe. We have Jordan Tyson available. All right. We also have Kane Sadiq. And we have Carnell Tate.
Ugh.
This is a tough spot.
I'm not a Carnell Tate guy.
I am not either. I know a lot of people are, especially Browns fans are, but I am not one that's for Carnell Tate as much.
Can we make a trade? Or is it too late? Go down. Let's go back. Who's at 18? Let's trade with whoever's at 18. Yeah, let's trade with Minnesota. Oh, okay. I got you. Forever Paid. I got you, my friend. Okay, so let's go. Let's go 18 for 14. Click on the 18. Click on the 14. Did you click on those two? Okay, and then let's see if they'll give us their let's see if they give us their second rounder. No, what if they give us their third? Take the second off. Third, okay, and then see if they give us their fourth as well. Or the other third. Yeah, that 97 one. 70%? Okay, move back 4 spots. Get 2 third rounders. I'll take that. Offer it. Bang! Trade accepted. Resume. Let's go back into it. Let's go back into it. Oh, and Carnell Tate's still on the board! Okay, is Jordan Tyson there as well? Damn, the Jets took Tyson. Oh, we almost got Sadiq as well. Okay, let's get Carnell Tate. Select him there at 18. That's a good pick. That is a good pick. Alex showing love to... No, you did it 1 round? Gage! Oh my God, we just fleeced them. Everybody, F Gage down below. That is insane. Do you have it clicked all 7 rounds? I cannot believe that. Okay. Show me who I've got. Spencer Fano, Kenyon Sadiq. I got Vega Owane. Jordan Tyson. Okay, let's do the same trade. Trade back to 18 with the Vikings. Let's see if Sadiq's still there or Jordan Tyson. Come on. Give me Sadiq or give me Tyson. Come on, baby. Come on. If you want to make a pick, $5 super chat to make a draft pick. Okay? That's what we're offering. Also, Gage, wait real quick. With the same trade? I can't believe you screwed us like this, Gage.
Yeah, that's a massive Gage problem right there.
Okay, then take 97 off and ask for 141. No, wait, go back. Click off of 141. Okay. What about Lions? Let's go to Lions. Will they trade with us? Giller Meandre says, what happened? Just got here. Trey Hendrickson signed. Lamar Jackson restructured. Okay, so Lions take 17, and then will they give you... Why would they not be even interested in that? Takes... Okay, who else?
Teams that are interested in trading for the pick 14 are Niners, Chiefs, Cardinals, and Falcons.
I don't want any of those picks. Yeah. Gage just screwed us, dude. You want to hear what we just did? So we're doing a live mock draft after the Hendrickson move. Listen to what we do. We're at 14. We trade back with the Vikings to 18. We pick up 2 third-rounders. Carnell Tate falls to 18. We pick Carnell Tate, draft over. He didn't pick all 7 rounds. Pissed. Lots. Probably, right? Oh, pass, yeah. We got a lot. Yeah, that's great. Well, Gage, this gives us a perfect time to restart this mock draft because we do have to tell them about the merch that we've got available.
We do, actually.
I've got it right with me right now because we are in just past the first 30 minutes. We don't want Jack to yell at us. Don't worry. We will get back to the mock draft, ladies and gentlemen. But real quick, we do got to tell you about the awesome t-shirts we've got for sale right now. If you go to chatsports.com/mentor, I got mine yesterday. Gage got his as well. We will both be wearing it on our tomorrow evening live show. Mentor is coming, ladies and gentlemen. We've got it in a t-shirt. We've got it in a hoodie. All you got to do is go to chatsports.com/mentor to go get yours today. That link is in the chat right now. Gage just threw that in there. Again, we won't show those, Gage. We'll just do Mentor. Again, chatsports.com/mentor. Mentor is coming t-shirts and hoodies on sale right now. So go and check it out. This was our first ever merch on the channel, ladies and gentlemen. It looks great. It feels comfortable. I wore it on all my videos yesterday. Got tons and tons of compliments on it. You got the Ravens Rundown logo on there. You got the Game of Thrones kind of font look to it as well. So go ahead and get yours today. New era for the Baltimore Ravens. Go ahead and support us on the channel and get one for yourself at chatsports.com/mentor. Okay, new mock draft. I still am so mad, Gage. That was bad. That was really bad. Well, hey, now at least, Gage, we're back to going live for the draft. I'm excited for that. Okay, we're resetting. Kodak Black says, I like sacks. And then Boating says, me too. And then Goopy Flow says, me too, only when they're not Lamar. Amen. Okay, let's get back into this. Gage is Sashi Brown. I am Eric DeCosta. And this is the 2026 NFL Draft. You ready to start, Gage?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Let's do it. Okay. Don't want Freeling. Sadiq is there at 14. Okay? Who else is still available? Mekhi Lemon.
Oh, no.
Jordan Tyson.
This is tough.
Ooh, NP Wade. Says trade back twice. Take a round, pick 25 to 26. See how many 2s and 3s we can get. I don't think that's a bad idea at all. So, NP Wade, since you sent in that $10 super chat, do you want to make the pick if we go back to, let's do this, Gage. Let's go back to, like, who's interested right now? Okay, but they're at 52. No thanks. Those are the only 2 teams? Okay. Go ahead and see if the... No. Go ahead and see Eagles at 23. Okay. Offer 14 for 23. It looks like they're not interested in trading back. Everybody just has to be so mad at Gage right now. We had the perfect trade. And he just screwed it up, guys. But that's okay. We forgive here. Okay, we got a stick and pick then at 14. This won't be the only one we do. Do we want Lemon or do we want Tyson? Let's do this. I'll start a poll. I'll clear this poll. Okay? I'm going to start a new one. Y'all make the pick. Who do we pick? Mackay, Lemon, Jordan, Tyson, or Kenyon Sadiq? Yeah, I would do that. I would do that in an instant. Okay, we're going to put this live poll up. We're going to keep it up for, let's say, 30 more seconds. We got 15 votes. Leaning heavily towards Jordan Tyson right now. I would not mind picking Tyson at 20 whatsoever. 14, excuse me. See if the Vikings are interested. Yeah, see if they'll do anything. At 18. Okay, the poll is ending in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 26 votes. And it looks like Jordan Tyson is our selection. So we will take the wide receiver out of Arizona State, one Jordan Tyson at 14. Okay. We got Lee Hunter at defensive tackle. Ty Simpson at QB. Jacob Rodriguez, Chase Basantis. Would have been a great pick. You don't need guard anymore, though. See who's available at center, Gage, if you don't mind. It'll be IOL. Sam Hecht. Okay, we can maybe get Sam later. It definitely could get Connor later. Okay, so let's go back to what it was. I wouldn't mind getting Lee Hunter. I keep going down a little bit. Yeah, I think we go Lee. Or Eli Stowers. Do we go tight end again? You only have Mark Andrews. Okay, I'm going to put a poll out there. Go up back to the top again. Who do we pick? Lee Hunter or Eli Stowers? Those are our two options. The defensive tackle out of Texas Tech or the tight end out of Vanderbilt. A very is a likely type of tight end. Yeah. Forever paid. Yes, I got you. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but I'll reset. So, Lamar Jackson, they restructured his contract, okay? They turned his the base salary into a signing bonus, which saved about $40 million in cap space. They'll have a bonus of $49.95 million. Y'all keep voting. This one's really, really close, by the way. Basically, what that means is they have not come to an agreement on an extension yet. Extension talks will continue throughout the offseason. I still feel confident in them coming to an extension. But they had to do that by 4 p.m. Eastern time today because they had to get under the salary cap. And, like, that was it is what it is. Like, that was a move they had to make. If they did not restructure that contract, that was the easiest way to get cap compliant, then they would have had to, get penalized for not being under the cap. So, it was always one of those moves. Like, restructuring someone's contract is, like, literally, like, not even a conversation you have to have with them. Like, that's just an email you send to the league office, okay? So, they restructured the contract. Lamar Jackson just got a fat payday, $49.55 million in bonus. They save a ton of cap space. They'll continue to have extension discussions. Extensions are hard with Lamar. He does not have an agent. It's just himself negotiating these deals. So this is tough. Okay, I'm going to end this poll in 20 seconds. Okay, keep on voting. Lee Hunter or Eli Stowers. We got 20 seconds left. Right now, Lee Hunter is in the lead at 57%. Eli Stowers is at 43%. Keep on voting, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, brutal. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It looks like it's going to be Lee. I'm excited about it. There's definitely part of me that wanted it to be Stowers, but I'll take Lee Hunter at pick number 45. Okay, let's go to centers. Connor Liu. That's a no-brainer. Take him. You need a center. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. Tell me who the cornerbacks are still left in this draft. Okay, I like Malik Muhammad as well. I feel like we'll be able to get a lot of good corners at a different spot. What's up? Raiders Report host Mitchell Renz just walked in, and let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, he does not look happy. How's the game? Everybody say hi to Mitch. Mitch, what do you have to say to the flock?
Personally, I think the Ravens really screwed over Maxx and his family, but I also can understand it if they felt like they were going to be able to get Trey. I think they got a little cold feet, but let's be clear, the knee issue has been known for months.
Yes.
And I do think that there's going to be a lot of teams and organizations now that look at the Ravens differently.
100. I think two things can be true. Number one, they screwed over Maxx really badly. Number two, they probably made the best move looking back at it. Getting Trey, keeping those 2 first-rounders. But I hate it for Maxx. I was so excited to watch Maxx play. Okay. Yes. Dude, it's hard. That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Dude, he's not a guy you bet against. I'll tell you that much. Whatever his sack over under is this year, I'm hammering it on the over. Toots McGav says, I think Mike Green is the biggest benefactor of Trey or Maxx. Should get a lot of favorable one-on-ones. Totally agree. I also just think Jesse Minter being in here, he's going to get a lot better in general. Yeah. GK, we have like $60 million in cap space. We have a lot of money. Okay, let's go back to the draft. So we've got, go back to the top of the corners, please. Okay. Okay, go back to best available players. Because you could get some good corners at the next round. Okay, keep going down. I do like Bryce Becker. You know what? I think you go. Who's their tight end? Yeah. Who's a tight end? Jolly. Okay, that's not bad. That's really not a bad pick right there. I don't know, man. I'm thinking maybe Justin Jolly. How did he do at the draft or at the combine? Let me see his RAS. Obviously, RAS doesn't mean a ton, but you know what? I think you might go Jolly here. Jolly, and then we'll go cornerback next. Okay? Let's take Jolly. Forever paid, I don't know. That's a good question. I also agree that we should pick up David Njoku. Okay. Back to the cornerbacks. Devin Marshall. Okay. Who else is available at corner? Great. Who's available at safety? I kind of like him. I think he's one guy to look at. He's got to look at later. Okay, let's go back to let's go corner. Let's go Devin Marshall. Okay, at NC State, back-to-back NC State picks, and then now let's go to safety. See if Michael Taft's still available, because we're at pick 160. Please, bang. Okay, get him at safety. That's a good. That's good right there. That's good right there. Okay. We got back-to-back picks. Can I see my picks so far? Okay. We got Jordan Tyson, Lee Hunter, Connor Liu, Justin Jolly, Devin Marshall, Michael Taft. This is really good variety so far. I would love to go back. Show me what's an interior offensive line. Show me what is, just go best overall. Let's scroll down there a little bit. Don't hate Trey Moore at linebacker. Hell no. Okay, go back to the top of the list. You got the next two picks here. What do you think we need? Let me see how Quintavious Hutchins. How did Quintavious Hutchins perform? Ooh, horrible RAS score. I'm not interested. Let's do Aiden Fisher. I like him at linebacker. Let's do Aiden Fisher. Great. Now go to edge rushers for me. Ooh, I like Curry. I really do like Curry. Let's take Curry. Curry was a beast, man. Ooh, or let's, yeah. No, you're good. You're good. Okay, let's see what running backs are available here. He sucks. Oh, I don't really love any of these guys. How did Chip train him go to the combine? Tray in Trey. Okay, let's do go to best overall. I'm not really inspired by any of these running backs right here. Go down a little bit. Let's get Joshua Braun, the guard. I mean, at this point, they're 7th rounders, so it's like it's not that big of a deal. Scroll down, and let's take Jaden Lucas. Doesn't really matter. Okay, how do we get drafted? How do we get graded? Let's see. Grade our mock. Not terrible. Not great. Yeah. That was fun. That was a good one. Okay, Gage, do you mind throwing up a weigh-in? And I got to go run the restroom real quick. If you want to hang out for a second, I'll be back. I got to go. Yeah, do that one. Yeah, chop it up. I'll be back. I got to go handle one thing real quick, and I'll be back in a second. But should trade down the draft. Yeah, I feel like that was a good draft. I don't hate that draft at all. We'll probably not the last mock draft we'll do live today. All right, sending you guys over to Gage. I'll be back in a second.
How's it going, everybody? How are we doing? Let me know down in the comment section. What is your instant reaction the past 12 hours? I mean, it's been pretty crazy if you ask me. I mean, I was about ready to leave the office yesterday when everything broke down about Maxx Crosby and the Ravens backing out of the deal. And all I'll say is this. I mean, I know we'll just do a recap over everything that happened. Yeah, so Maxx Crosby and the Ravens, their trade that was for the Ravens-Raiders trade that was for 2 first-round picks going to the Raiders last night got rescinded by Baltimore. And all I'll say is this, is that, yeah, that got nullified, but I'll say this, that I feel bad for Maxx Crosby in that situation to get ready to move out to Baltimore and getting settled in with his family and failing his physical is what, according to a lot of sources, is what occurred there. And I'll say this, that I feel bad for him and his family for having to make the trip out there and to have to go back to Las Vegas. I guarantee it was not a fun trip and not a fun not fun for him to go fly back across the country to Las Vegas. And then for the standpoint of the Ravens, I understand why they made the move because they felt like they're risking too much of their future. And this is the first time in Baltimore's history that they've ever made a risk this big for a player to pretty much go into and pretty much say they're going to enter win now mode. And so I don't fully blame Eric DeCosta for making this decision, and I'm sure it wasn't an easy one for him at that as well to come along with this. But I'll say this, that so we got great cap space now, and there's a lot more room to fill in. And the fact that they were restructuring Lamar's contract yesterday, and I'll show you the tweet that Adam Schefter made that was made by EDGE Kinkabwala. Sorry if I mispronounced it or I butchered that, but saying that the Ravens renegotiated Lamar Jackson's contract yesterday. She said that this morning at 7:40 a.m. Eastern time to create more cap room. Multiple sources tell me they were clearly ready to onboard Maxx Crosby until the medical assessment made the price of 2 first-round picks too risky. So that pretty much proves. I feel like this kind of lays to bed a bit of the conspiracies that were circling around about they're setting back because they want Trey Hendrickson instead. I think that they just saw that there was too much risks involved if they kept going through with this. So I think they just made the right. I think that in my eyes that it was for the right move. Get Cheeto back. I think that that might be the next move. We need to sign someone. We did sign someone. We signed Trey Hendrickson. If you missed that, I mean, here is the official report that the Ravens are finalizing a deal with former Bengals Pro Bowl defensive end Trey Hendrickson. After the Maxx Crosby trade fell through, Baltimore quickly made an aggressive push for Hendrickson. He's now going to be Baltimore bound. That came out from Jordan Schultz at almost 9 this morning, Eastern Standard Time, of course. And like I said, for everything that went down and seeing that they ended up going with Hendrickson, I think they felt like kind of like what Joey said. They fell ass backwards into a great situation. because they're able to keep their future intact with their first-round pick this year and their first-round pick in next year's draft. And everybody knows Eric DeCosta. He loves his draft picks. So seeing him make this move in the first place pretty much tells me that he's willing to go out and to bat for Jesse Minter. And we have just Joey coming back on. I think he can agree with me by saying this. That he was willing to go to bat for Jesse Minter for trading for Maxx Crosby in the first place, and then now going out for Trey Hendrickson today.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to just think about the last like 5 days of being a Ravens fan. It's been so volatile. The emotions, it's just been insane.
Well, past 72 hours being a Ravens fan since Friday.
Well, like even take it back to Friday. It's like Friday, you are riding the highest high you felt in a very long time, right? And then we go Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Monday comes, you don't do much in free agency. That goes down a little bit. Yesterday, you don't do anything in free agency. That comes down a good bit. I mean, at the end of the day, yesterday, even before the Max deal, people were pissed off. I was one of them, that they had not done anything. And then the Maxx Crosby deal happens. You back out of it. So now everybody's all the way down here. They're thinking, oh my gosh, not only have we done nothing, but now we don't have Maxx Crosby either. And then now you sign Trey Hendrickson and you go back up a little bit. They make one or two more moves in this free agency time. Man, it really could be, something that
they could save their ass in the next day or two.
Yeah, they really could. I feel like who are your top Gage? Let's shoot these around a little bit. Who are your top free agent targets left for Baltimore?
That's a good question. I'll be honest, I gotta take a look again. There's been so much happening the past
you're not wrong.
That they gotta double check and look at who's available.
I still think Kevin Byard is up there. I think a lot of the ones we talked about yesterday.
Yeah.
Calais Campbell, Kevin Byard, Juwan Jennings. I would love David Njoku.
I think David Njoku is probably they need to get a tight end. Their tight end room with just Mark Andrews. If you have Njoku there, I think that'll be a solid 1-2 punch.
No running backs I'm super interested in. The running backs that are available are Joe Mixon, Najee Harris, Austin Eckler, Antonio Gibson, Nick Chubb. No thanks.
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt, Raheem Mostert, Miles Sanders, A.J. Dillon, Alexander Madison, Jeremy McNichols, Brian Robinson, Amir Abdullah, Patrick Taylor, Michael Carter, Travion. No thanks. I'm going to start a poll and say, which would you rather? Maxx Crosby? No first rounders. 4-2. Trey Hendrickson at.
Well, Joey's doing that. We'll do some shouts, some super chats we got along the way. Nicholas Wade with $10. Thank you.
Yes,
so much.
thank you, Nicholas. Trade back twice. Take pick 25 through 26. See how many 2s and 3s we can get. I don't think that's a bad strategy. That is where the draft is typically won. Tudor McGavin. I think Mike Green is going to be the biggest benefactor of Trey or Max. Should get a lot of favorable one-on-ones. Yeah, man. And like I said when you originally sent this in, I always kind of felt like Mike Green, the step he's going to take from year 1 to year 2 is going to be massive, solely because of the presence of Jesse Minter. Like, think about what Jesse Minter did for Odafe Oweh, right? We talked about this a lot. Odafe Oweh, 5 weeks as a Raven, 5 weeks as Zach Orr, 0 sacks. He goes to Los Angeles. He plays in 12 games, 13 if you also add in, the playoff game. And he has double-digit sacks if you add in that playoff game. Double-digit sacks with Jesse Minter. When they originally traded away Odafe Oweh, I was like, that's great. Odafe Oweh has sucked. This was a contract year. Odafe Oweh proved us nothing. And then he goes and Jesse Minter makes the best out of it. Jesse Minter pulls the best out of him. 13 games, 10.5 sacks, 0 sacks with 5 games in Baltimore. So, just because of the presence of Minter alone, I really think that Mike Green is going to have a massive, massive step forward, a massive, massive improvement. Now you add Trey Hendrickson to the mix as well. Nnamdi Madubuike is looking incredibly healthy. Travis Jones is still Travis Jones. Teddy Buchanan is, he's going to be healthy. I just think that, like, things are kind of looking good for this Ravens defense. I think you need to add one more safety. Need to add some defensive tackle depth, maybe some linebacker depth, maybe one more quarterback. But, man, things are looking a lot better than they were a little bit ago.
Yeah, I agree. And I think when you talk about Mike Green for the impact he'll have this year, I think like adding Trey Hendrickson alongside Jesse Minter will definitely help improve his stock a lot. Like,
yeah.
Having a veteran that's been there before, that knows what it's like to play in the NFL, going up, help teaching a young and up and coming talent like Mike Green, I think they'll help out tremendously. And talking about Nnamdi Madubuike.
There we go. You got
that.
there.
Yeah, I got eventually. Yeah, got eventually. I think that he did it. I think that that's kind of what was also hindering the back of Eric DeCosta's mind with everything that occurred too. Because that neck injury, I mean, it almost was career-ending. We were talking at some point. So I'm thinking that might have come up. I know the knee's a little bit different than the neck, but I know that was probably hindering the back of Eric DeCosta's mind a little bit too, I would imagine.
Yeah. No, you're not. You are 100% correct. You are right. This is. I think that just at the end of the day, it wasn't worth the risk. Okay, I think a lot of times, and I said this morning, when something big happens. Also, shout out Christian. Hi to everybody. How much bad luck must the Ravens have had? Hi to everyone. How much bad luck must the Ravens have after yesterday? Hopefully, not bad luck at all. But appreciate you, Christian, as always. Thanks for hanging out with us. Been a while since I've seen you. Good to see you again. Okay, sorry, back to my statement. So I feel like originally, something crazy happens. We all have our initial opinions. We all have our initial thoughts. Initially, the move happens with Crosby yesterday. I immediately think he must have failed his physical. Eric DeCosta loves draft picks, okay? They did not feel like it was worth the risk moving forward, sending away 2 ones, sending your future to Las Vegas if you don't feel good about the future of Maxx Crosby, okay? That's originally was my thought. And then you kind of get a chance to hear a ton of other people's thoughts. You also get a chance to stew on your emotions. You let the conspiracy theorists come into the picture, have their way, have their say, have their opinions. And like by the end of the night last night, I was like full tinfoil hat on, and I was like, oh my gosh, they're right. This is they had a backdoor deal with Trey Hendrickson. They just failed him on purpose. And then like we get into it today, and I have the tweet bookmarked. Diana Rossini said the Ravens doctors, along with multiple independent ones, reviewed Crosby's MRI. They were unified in the belief that Crosby's short-term outlook was positive, but there were concerns about the long-term prognosis of Crosby's knee. So then we're originally back where I started. And I feel like that's how it is with a lot of things. Sometimes you just got to trust your gut reaction. You have to trust your gut opinion. And you have to trust in things moving forward. Yeah. When was that out? Great. Wow. Could be some big moves coming, ladies and gentlemen. So I always thought, and I said this on Friday. You can go back and watch that entire live show. I said, is giving up 2 firsts for Maxx Crosby a little bit expensive? Yes. But I thought it was worth it. Okay, but it was still a little bit expensive. Yeah, 100%. You're trying, ladies and gentlemen. You're trying to make something happen. You're trying to make a move. You're making a splash. You're doing something. Wait. Sorry. So Adam Schefter reports that originally they were talking to Trey Hendrickson about coming on and playing with Maxx Crosby. I don't know how much I buy that, but that's what's being. Dude, that would have been nasty. That would have been nasty. Yeah, no, you're not wrong at all. You're not wrong at all. By bailing on Maxx Crosby and processing a salary conversion with Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens have opened up $70 million of cap space ahead of the new league year. They are making money moves, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think this is the last move they make today. I really and truthfully do not. Someone just got signed. Colts, Daniel Jones. Look at that. There are... Oh, Tyler Sweet with the Cowboys. Wow. Trying to get caught up, seeing if I'm missing anything. Okay, so apparently the Colts and Trey Hendrickson were very close. They were offering somewhere around $25 million a year, but Baltimore deal obviously upped it to $28 million a year. So what are some other big moves they can make, man? We got to think about the guys left, okay? Let's best remaining NFL free agents. So, I think that you could go out and I don't want a running back. Guys who are still out there, wide receivers. I'm going to give you some names. You tell me which ones tickle your fancy. Tyreek Hill, Deebo Samuel, Christian Kirk, Darnell Mooney, Jawan Jennings, DeAndre Hopkins, Keenan Allen, Hollywood Brown, or Greg Dortch. Any of those guys you like?
I like Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
Jawan Jennings are the two that stick out to me.
I think Tyreek is a deal you can make like right before the season happens. I don't think that's anything I'd be rushing to do right now. I like Jawan Jennings. I'm biased in that, but I do like Jawan Jennings. Okay. Tight end. David Njoku, Jonnu Smith, Dallas Goedert, Taysom Hill, Chika Okonkwo. I think David Njoku's the only one I'd be excited about there.
Yeah, I agree. I mean...
Wait. Someone said Maxx Crosby traded Chicago Bears. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. Someone is trolling. $10 from NP Wade. Raiders didn't put Linderbaum in trade for a sign trade when they were about to pay him $10 million over top paid. So we blow it up when we get a better deal with the trade plus draft capital for second round for C and G. Yep, not a bad thought. Really not a bad thought. Okay, so those are the tight ends. David Njoku, do you agree with me, is the only one that you would be willing to do?
I agree.
Yeah,
I feel
I'm not interested in Jonnu Smith or Dallas Goedert. Dallas Goedert is just like another version of
Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews.
If you don't get David Njoku, go try to get Stowers or another tight end in the draft. That's what I'd say.
Okay, guards. Joel Bitonio, Wyatt Teller, Mekhi Becton, Kevin Zeitler, Chris Paul, Evan Neal. Any of those guys that are interested in you?
I like Bitonio. I like Wyatt Teller. And I also like Mekhi Becton. Those are the three that's
I like Wyatt. I like Zeitler. I would not mind Becton. Of course, he was in Los Angeles with Jesse Minter, as was Keenan Allen, wide receiver. But, like, is Keenan Allen cooked?
How old is he now? He's got to be up there.
I think he's in his 30s. He is 33. So let's see. What did he do last year, Keenan Allen? I mean, 777 yards. That is not anything to bat your eyes at. He has not had a season under 700 yards receiving since 2016. And they were the San Diego Chargers there. Appreciate you, Nicholas, for the $10 super chat.
We got a $5 from Yeecaw. We haven't seen him in a while.
Should we wrap? Do you think there'd be interest in a jersey raffle for a Trey Hendrickson jersey?
Remember we tried doing that with Maxx Crosby, and what happened with that? That's why I'm a little bit worried if we do try that again. But this is all for sure.
Hey, if we told you guys, if we get up to $200 made on this show, okay, we have to make $200 in donations, and we're selling Trey Hendrickson jersey raffle tickets at dollar raffle tickets, would we be interested in a Trey Hendrickson jersey raffle? Y'all let me know. I'll let you guys, I'll let you guys answer that for yourselves. But I think it's at least worth the discussion. Thanks, Nicholas, for the 10. Yeecaw came in with a 5. Said, glad we yoinked Trey Hendrickson yesterday. I read an article that the Bills had shown interest and was worried he'd be gone. Yeah, I mean, honestly, good timing by Baltimore. He could have, if Trey Hendrickson just would have made a decision yesterday, they would have been absolutely screwed. Okay, I wouldn't mind Keenan Allen if he came over. I don't think that's the only wide receiver.
I feel like if you take care of like a DeAndre Hopkins type role.
I don't think that's the only wide receiver you need to add, but I do think it is one. Okay, so those are, we're up to guard. Edge rusher, you could add Joey Bosa. He's been with Jesse Minter before. You're going to add a cheaper guy. Defensive tackle, I wouldn't mind A'Shaun Robinson. We talked about him last night. I would not mind Dalvin Tomlinson either. Yep. Alex, we talked about that yesterday. How'd that video end up doing? I don't even know because I was so focused on. Yeah, because that video went out, and then 30 minutes later, the thing happened.
This is why you subscribe. This is why people subscribe to the channel, because whenever anything happens, we'll have it covered here.
It did pretty well, up to 6.5K. Not bad. Okay, linebackers. Do you think this team needs a linebacker in free agency, Gage?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't. What about you?
I think maybe. Not an expensive one. But like at this point, maybe not. There's not really any out there. Maybe Matt Milano, I wouldn't mind. Jermaine Pratt. But
yeah.
Nothing crazy.
I think personally, like, out of their set with that, if anything, we just for a more depth piece, in my opinion.
Corners. Any corners interested in you or to you? Marshawn Lattimore, Trey White, Kadir Kahu, Rasul Douglas, Cam Taylor-Britt.
Lattimore or Cam Taylor-Britt stick out to me.
See, I think Rasul Douglas would be all right. And then safety, Kevin Byard, Andre Sisco, Kyle Duggar, Jaquan Brisker, Geno Stone, Donovan Wilson, or Ifeatu Meliunwafu. I wouldn't mind Geno Stone or Kevin Byard.
I wouldn't mind Brisker or Byard.
Yeah, me neither. So if you had to choose 3 free agents to sign right now, who are your 3, Gage Kilborn?
Robinson.
A'Shaun Robinson.
A'Shaun Robinson, yep.
Great.
Kevin Byard.
Great.
And and Zeitler, Kevin Zeitler.
It's a good one. See, I don't know if I'm going Zeitler because you signed a guard already in free agency.
Maybe a center?
I think mine is Calais Campbell,
Yeah.
Kevin Byard,
Mm-hmm.
and then I don't know. I don't think if I'm only choosing 3, I don't think wide receiver is as big of a need right now because you have that 14th overall pick back.
And then the draft is so deep.
Yeah,
in
so you're going to be able to get Tyson or Lemon, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Byard, Campbell, and I might. No, I don't need a double dip at defensive tackle. Great. Oh, I'm going to Njoku. Yep, that's where I'm going. I am going Njoku, ladies and gentlemen. Bring back Stone, says Justin Garner. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't love it though. He's had kind of a little bit of a regression. Okay, new tweet. Nothing for us. Hey, make sure you guys are hitting that thumbs up button, ladies and gentlemen. 133 people hanging out with us. 71 likes. Okay? Let's see if we can get that number to 100. Okay? We just need 29 more people to hit that thumbs up button and like today's video. We're so appreciative that you guys are choosing to hang out with us. We're probably going to wind it down here unless we get if we get $10 super chat, we'll keep it going for about 10 more minutes. But let's try to get to 100 likes on today's show. 28 likes away. Jarmo says trade for BTJ. Couple of things on that. Number one, the Jaguars have kind of already come out and said, hey, look, we're not trading Brian Thomas Jr., okay? So the unfortunate part of that is they're probably not going to trade him. The other part of that is I think they look for somewhere around a second-round pick. And frankly, Brian Thomas Jr. led the league in drops last year. And that scares me. I don't know if I want to give up a second-round pick for a guy who led the league in drops. That's just kind of my thought. We're at 80 likes now. 20 more, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, Nayad making a good point. Jags do not want to trade BTJ. No, they don't. No to Stone. I agree. So my 3 free agent signings are Calais Campbell. It is Kevin Byard and David Njoku. Okay. I think those are my 3. Let me make sure we're not missing anything in the Twitter sphere. Okay, nothing on the Ravens side of things, which is good. Njoku, Byard need to be signed. Yeah, I agree. Njoku and Byard, I think, are just those are no-brainers. You get yourself a good tight end to join up with Mark Andrews, and also you go ahead and get yourself a great safety because Ardarius Washington left, and so did Aloy Gilman. Okay, Gage, should we do one last mock draft, quick one, to round out today's show? Let's do a quick mock draft, then we're going to get out of here. Not a one-rounder. We're going 7 rounds. Honestly, let's just do this one 5 rounds because we don't need to do those 2 7th-round picks. At that point, we're just picking people to pick people. So do rounds 1 through 5. Baltimore, perfect. Okay, let's enter the draft, ladies and gentlemen. Second mock draft of the live show. Okay, who is available at 14?
Want to trade the Raiders with the Raiders again or not?
I do not want to trade with the Raiders again. I don't think they want to trade with us. Okay, Mekhi Lemon's still there at 15. Spencer Fano, Vega, Banks, Allen, Tyson. Do we feel good? Should we just rock with Lemon at 14? Anybody interested in a trade? Let's go see those first. If you click the Carolina Panthers thing, you'll see who's interested. Carolina is at 19. Let's go back at 19. Let's see what Carolina will give us to go back to 19. Okay, go 14 for 19. What's their next pick? 61? 51. Okay, let's add that in there. What is it? How much percent chance is that? 50-50. Should we offer it? You pick up an extra second, and you only move back 5 spots. Offer it. Bang! Good move. Okay, let's get back in there. Let's resume the draft. Where are we going? Spencer Fano. Okay, dude, if Jordan Tyson's still available, I know it's boring. I think I'm going to take him again. Let's take Tyson at 20. And you pick up an extra second rounder. Bang, boom, boom. Okay, Lee Hunter. We picked him last time. We're not going to do that again. Is Eli Stowers still available? Yes, he is. Do we think we'll get him at 50? What do we have? What's our next pick? Do we think will Eli Stowers still be there at 51? Yeah, I did a duck race. Yep. Yep. Okay, go to the top of the list, please. We don't need Chris Bell. We just got a wide receiver. I like Chris Johnson at corner, but I feel like we feel good about where these cornerbacks are. This would have been a great spot to go chase Basantis, but you drafted a guard. I mean, signed one, yeah. Do we take the risk, or do we just go ahead and draft Eli Stowers? What do you think?
You know what? For the sake of what has happened the past couple of days, I'll say take the risk. Just in theme of everything that's happened.
Let's see who's offering us trades. We get really spicy here. Okay. Who's the closest next pick? Packers? Let's see what they'll offer us. Okay. They offer 52 for 40. What is that? 46? 45? What's their next pick? Okay, add that in. I don't want to move back 6 only to pick up a 4th rounder at 120, though. So, no, let's not trade with them. Let's go Stowers. I think we just say screw it and go Stowers. Because last time we did Lee Hunter, and I liked Lee Hunter, but let's get spicy here. Let's go Stowers. Lee Hunter's still available. Or do we go Chase Basantis and have him compete with John Simpson? Is it boring to go Lee Hunter again? Let's go, or Keith Abney. Let's go Basantis here. Have a little competition at the guard spot. Get Sam. Center. Yep, over Zachariah. Great. Now you need a little bit interior defensive line. Let's see. Yeah. Where are we at right now? 115? And we pick in at 150? Okay, there'll be some guys still there. Okay, go back to the top available. Hey, make sure to keep hitting that thumbs up button. We're 11 likes away, ladies and gentlemen. Should we get Mikhail? Can you click on Mikhail, please? No. Down a little bit more. Go Jay Sean Barham. Click on him. Have we gotten a cornerback yet? Okay, let's get Kilgore there. Okay. Ooh, Le'Veon Moss. That's intriguing. Let's see who's available at defensive tackle. I like Gil Howard. Let's go Gil Howard. Okay, who's best available? Okay. Ooh, I like Kevin Coleman. Should we do 2 wide receivers? Keep going down. What's our next 2 picks? Let's get Michael Taff again. We don't have a safety, do we yet? Okay, now let's get Kevin Coleman. Last pick, 173. Cool. Aiden Fisher. I feel like this is a better draft than last time. C- for Stowers. B+, so better draft. Better draft. Okay, we're 7 likes away from 100 likes, ladies and gentlemen. Help me out. Just need 7 more. Also a reminder, chatsports.com/mentor. You can get your Mentor is Coming t-shirts, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and get yours today. Reminder, last year on Wednesdays when the Ravens signed DeAndre Hopkins. So, could have some spice come in sometime soon in free agency. Mentor is Coming t-shirts, ladies and gentlemen. Chatsports.com/mentor. You can get yours today. We got it in t-shirt. We got it in hoodie as well. And if you want the Baltimore Ravens to make some big moves, hit the like button. Steve Loop's here. Where at? Bang! What's up, Steve? What is up, Steve? Good to see you, my friend. 1 like away from 100. Bang. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Well, I think that might just do it, ladies and gents. Alrighty. Gage, you ready to get out of here?
I'm ready, my friend.
We got a lot to cover. We got a lot to get to. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We're about to have a video up on the channel in probably, an hour or so. So, y'all look out for that one. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. You guys have a great rest of your day. Trey Hendrickson is a Baltimore Raven, ladies and gentlemen. Very exciting times. Crazy last 24 hours, but hey, Baltimore Ravens always make it interesting. Again, that is Gage Kilborn. My name is Joey Petersen. You guys have a great rest of your day, and God bless.